Hello, thank you guys for coming to this video today. I really appreciate it. This is my weekly Cardano recap video where I take all the news that you guys have missed in the past week in Cardano and I try to sum it up for you guys. I do keep it long because I like to get a lot of the information out of it because this is the one thing that you guys have to watch all week to stay up to date. That's my goal with these, right? We're going to be going over a lot of cool stuff today. We're going to be going over SingularityNet. The SingularityNet is in the works of moving to Cardano. We're going to be going over why. We're going to be going over if Cardano or more projects on Ethereum can do this and if they will do this. I'm going to be showing a short clip from it. We're also going to be going over the United Nations, their partnership with IOHK, what's going on there. A lot of people think that's probably clickbait, but we're going to be diving into that so you guys can understand exactly what's going on with that. We're going to be going over Project Catalyst updates, what phase we're in, what you guys have to do to participate, and a lot more. So before we jump into the video, if you guys want to support me, the best way you can do so is delegate to my pools, Bloom and Bloom 2. We have over 3,000 addresses delegated to both pools, so that shows that other people support Bloom and it shows that it's verifiable. We've been here since the first epoch. We have a 2.5 million pledge to secure the network from Sybil attacks. We charge the minimum cost per epoch. They've been doing awesome. I really appreciate the support thus far on them. The second best way to support me is actually just downloading the Brave browser. It's free. They have their own cryptocurrency built in. It blocks ads. You actually get paid in cryptocurrency for using the browser, and the ads they have within the browser actually block the trackers within those ads. So while you're getting paid in cryptocurrency, you're actually protecting your data. And it's actually built on an open source project called Chromium, right? So you can bring all of your Chrome stuff over. It's pretty awesome. I use it every day. I have for a year or two now. So let's jump into the video.
What excites you most about Cardano? What about the project is compatible with the way you think?
Yeah, there's a number of things that excite me about Cardano. And so the simplest thing that we can get from porting SingularityNet to Cardano, by which we mean initially putting a significant chunk of SingularityNet AGI tokens onto Cardano. So what I want to do is make SingularityNet platform infrastructure multi-chain. I mean, we had that in our minds from the very beginning. So right now it's all on Ethereum, which is expedient at first, but it doesn't have to be all on one blockchain. I mean, maybe it will be optimal for it to be all on some other blockchain. But for starters, we want to make SingularityNet infrastructure multi-chain. So some of the AGI tokens supply remains on Ethereum, and some migrates to Cardano, and then how much remains on Ethereum and how much goes to Cardano, you know, that's sort of for the community and the market to decide, right? I mean, if the Cardano portion works much better, right? Then everything should migrate there. If it turns out the Ethereum portion is more useful for some purposes, and the Cardano portion is more useful for some purposes, then so be it, right?
So it's almost like hosting infrastructure. You know, Rackspace versus Amazon or Azure. These are ultimately cost and quality decisions that you make for your customers.
And these are both moving targets, right? Like at this exact moment, Ethereum is very frustrating to deal with, right? Like it's insanely slow and expensive to do simple things, but I mean that's a moving target. There's Ethereum 2.0. It may be that it becomes great at something. I don't want to write it off, right? So I think the simplest thing that we can get from moving a big chunk of Singularity under Cardano is just a less inefficient and overpriced blockchain infrastructure, right? And I mean that's obviously is critical to us creating a SingularityNet that fulfills our goals and becomes a decentralized intelligent system. I mean the whole process of designing SingularityNet infrastructure was a matter of trying to artfully work around the slowness and expensiveness of Ethereum, which has just gotten worse and worse. But there's limits to how much you can do there, right? So we need a faster, cheaper blockchain. Cardano, I think, can be that. But there are other things that could be that also, right? So I think there's also deeper aspects of the Cardano vision and infrastructure that are interesting to me and that synergize with our SingularityNet code now and with our SingularityNet aspirations going forward. So I think that there's a big focus on formal verification in the Cardano world, and as a mathematician, that's very interesting to me, right? Like I would love to see automated theorem provers running in SingularityNet and leveraging the SingularityNet decentralized AI network. I'd love to see these decentralized AI-based automated theorem provers put to work, you know, verifying smart contracts running on Cardano and helping verify Cardano infrastructure code, right? So there's a number of steps to get to where this is really being done, like on the efficient and large scale basis, but it's fairly clear how one would do that actually.
So that was just a short clip from the IOHK's Charles speak to Ben Gortzel of SingularityNet. So what they're doing, this is actually just an 11-minute clip. I saw Charles post on Twitter that the actual clip will be, it's an actual podcast style, a long interview, long discussion. It's going to be about an hour long. So I'm going to have firstly the link down below to the short clip. And then as the main interview comes out, the 60-minute interview, I may do a breakdown of it. But I will also add the link to the long interview down below. I've been very excited about SingularityNet ever since the Cardano Summit. It was pretty awesome seeing their presentation there was awesome. It got me really excited. And to me, he dropped a couple bombs during the summit that made me think he was going to come to Cardano. My live stream 2 days ago, I also mentioned that I think they're going to come to Cardano. But if you guys, obviously you watch the clip so you understand, but he wants SingularityNet to be a multi-chain asset, essentially. So as far as how much of SingularityNet moves to Cardano, it's on the community. It's a decentralized chain, so the community has to move over here. And it's really down to if Cardano is a faster, more efficient, with more utility, if it's a system that is better than Ethereum, then the community will move, and so will they, right? But currently it's going to be a multi-asset. And I'm really excited for this. I think this is one of the first big, awesome projects that I've seen come over, especially from Ben Gortzel. Look him up. He's done a lot of stuff. He has a PhD in computer science. He got it really early on, I think when he was 20. And he's written multiple books on artificial intelligence. He's very big in the AI community. He also does a podcast with Lex Friedman where they go deep into it, 4 hours. He also has a podcast with Joe Rogan that you guys should check out. This dude's the real deal, and I'm really excited to have him on Cardano. And then he's just he's an out-of-the-box thinker. If you guys picked up on what he said at the end, he likes the ability of having a formal method system, and then he can build the AI marketplace on the formal method system, and the AI could actually verify the formal methods that Cardano was built on, and they could verify the smart contracts. That's insane. You can just tell from that thought line that he's an out-of-the-box thinker, and I'm really excited for that. And he said that there is actually a way to do that, and there is a clear way to do that, and it's actually able to be done, which is interesting, because he's not just thinking, oh, I have this crazy idea, maybe we could do this. He has a clear line of how that could be accomplished, and I think that's really awesome. I think this is actually the first big project that's going to move over to Cardano from Ethereum. I think there's many more to come, and I also did mention at the beginning of this video on what I think could bring more projects over to Cardano, and I really think it's simple, right? We have formal methods that are backed by research papers. A lot of scientific minds are very interested in that, right? But that's not going to just blatantly bring people over other than people like Ben Gortzel. But and he mentions this, there's another thing. If it's cheaper and more efficient, right? So as soon as Cardano is cheaper, it's more efficient, we're already backed by formal methods, a lot of big projects will come over here. And if we remain more efficient and cheaper, then a larger stake of those assets will move over to Cardano from Ethereum, right? I made a video last week as my last weekly recap. It was me diving into Ethereum, me checking it out, seeing how much it costs. I wanted to be knowledgeable about the other ecosystem to see if we can and will do better, or if we're doing better when it actually comes. And in 3 days, I spent $60 in fees. That is a lot of money, especially for the unbanked, right? Imagine spending $60 to do a couple things on a blockchain, right? That's not feasible for many people, right? To even pay that back, you're going to have to even pay that back in a couple of months. You're going to have minimum $10,000 to pay that back from rewards. So it's just, that shows, right? But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the Ben Gortzel and SingularityNet coming to Cardano. I am going to try to get him on the podcast. If not him, somebody else that's very active in the SingularityNet community. I have talked to them directly in the past, so I think that would be an awesome podcast for him to come on. And they did an hour with Charles. I would like to go a little longer than an hour, maybe 2 or 3. And I know that's a lot to ask you guys of, but that's why I have the Clips channel now, But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this before. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see what new projects are going to come onto Cardano. Just stuff like this makes me feel very bullish, I mean, just Ben Kortzel from SingularityNet, But yeah, it was awesome. It has begun. The real stake pool competition has begun. eToro announces staking for Cardano and Tron. So this is really the first exchange that I've seen that is actually going to be building stake pools on Cardano, right? So before we started minting blocks, everything was very nice. Everyone in Cardano they were all nice to each other. There were a bunch of warm hugs going around. If anybody needed help creating a stake pool, they got it. If anyone needed help with anything, they got it. We were all appreciative of each other, but as soon as stake pools came out and as soon as there was money involved, everyone started being mean to each other. Everyone is especially mean to me. I'm not sure if I warrant it or not, but I really do think that it's us versus them. I mean, it's always like that, right? But I feel like the them is not big stake pool operators. It's going to be these exchanges because, I mean, they have access to so much more than I do, as a bigger stake pool operator. But yeah, I just wanted to include a little clip of this, show you guys that eToro is coming. And I'm sure not many Coinbases will follow, but many exchanges will follow, like Coinbase, like Binance, like Bitfinex. It's coming. And it's going to be weird if they increase K to, like, let's say 275 and then 500 and then 1,000. It's going to be very interesting because you're going to have probably 300 Binance pools. I mean, maybe that's too high, but if K equals 1,000, it would not surprise me to see 300 Binance pools. It's a lot, but it's where we're moving towards if we want to increase K, at least to that high. But just an interesting tidbit of information. Cardano exchanges are coming. Okay, so real quick, I want to tell you guys about the Cardano Aura number 3. It's scheduled tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The guests are going to be Kaizen Crypto for his podcast and news channel. We're also going to have Kyle Solomon. He has 2 proposals. One of them is Spakra. It's going to be funding for Spakra. And then we have a third one, it's Liberal Mark. He wants to build a decentralized cloud, and it's going to be ADA as a form of payment for that. I think that's really interesting. It's going to be a proposal for researching it, figuring out more information. I think he's asking a reasonable amount. So I would like to know more about these, and I hope you guys do too. So yeah, that's really it. If you guys want to follow my Twitter, retweet this. If you're pumped, I would appreciate that, but I'm pumped about this episode. So normally the Cardano War is about the people building, and I really like to have people that have already built on Cardano. I'd like you to have something to show off, or at least a little bit, right? I don't like just, I'm not personally just a guy that likes ideas, right? Because a lot of people can have ideas, and not too many people can actually do the ideas, right? But these are 3 people that have actually have backup to their ideas. So I think it's also important to give light to some of these ideas that are on the proposals, because I think soon there's going to be hundreds of ideas. So some ideas actually need some marketing. So yeah, tune into that. I would appreciate it. Okay, so this is really interesting. I may make a full video on this in the future as more details come out about it. But I just wanted to give a couple details on what I've learned so far. Originally, I actually saw this, I saw a title to this and I thought it was a little bit clickbaity, but after looking into it a little bit more, it's actually true. The IOHK says it right here. We're thrilled to announce that IOHK or IOG, they're even switching up on us. Is it IOHK or IOG? Is collaborating with the United Nations for its 75th year anniversary. Project Catalyst will be used to vote on proposals which meet the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. So I started to look a little bit into the UN Sustainable Development Goals. They have like 17 goals they believe in, and essentially people can have a project on Project Catalyst or just a project in general, and there's a $10,000 bounty if that project is actually within the Sustainable Development Goals. And there's actually a board. Off the top of my head, I want to say it's 7 people, so don't quote me on any of this information. I got to watch a panel, and not too many people got to watch the panel with this information. I requested a video of the panel. I requested the slides, but they wouldn't give them to me. So I just got to talk this off of my head, but I will release the actual information as soon as I have it. But there's a panel of 7 judges from the United Nations, and there's also some judges from IOG. And essentially, if they all vote that you meet in lines with these sustainable goals, and also that they want you a part of this project that they're doing, they will not only provide you that $10,000 grant, there's actually room for more funding in the future. And then also you have a chance to actually get help from both the United Nations and IOG, whether that you can take what you want with the word help, but maybe that's some guidelines on how you should go about these things. But there is I think there's 4 or 5 set things that they're really looking for, not just the 17 goals. It's 4 or 5 set information pieces and I think one of them was microloans for the unbanked. Just a lot of stuff like that. So as this information comes out, I will give it to you, but I was just trying to give you guys a little bit of insider information and just tell you that this is actually true. IOHK is collaborating with the United Nations, and Project Catalyst will be used to vote on proposals, which is pretty interesting. It's really cool. Let me know what you guys think of this down below. It just at least looks good, at the bare minimum, but I would like to see what projects come out of this, and it'd be pretty cool if some of these projects actually do help people that are unbanked. How awesome would that be? How awesome would it be if Bloom, my stake pool, actually ran a couple of transactions, in those contracts were smart contracts for people to start their businesses in unbanked countries. It'd be really awesome. To me, this is one of those feel-good things. But let me know what you guys think. So I wanted to take a second to tell you guys that I'm actually uploading clips on my second channel, Big Pig Clips. I'm going to be doing other stuff on this channel. I may be doing more Ethereum breakdowns of other cryptocurrencies to just try to compare with Cardano. And then I'm also going to be taking clips from my podcast. For example, I have about 3 good clips from the Sebastian podcast, specifically one about Ergo, why they believe in Ergo, why they think Ergo is the best proof of work cryptocurrency. I'm going to be having clips from the Charles Hoskinson podcast, some of my AMAs. There's going to be a lot of new content coming there. I don't want to overcrowd my personal channel with all of these little clips, but I wanted a way for people that don't really have time to watch full podcasts, or sometimes certain parts of the podcast are too technical for some people. So I made the second channel. It'll be the first link down below in the description. It'll say Big Pay Clips. And I really would appreciate if you guys turn the notification bell on this channel. It really does support the channel. Comment, and then the same thing on the other channel. Just click that link, subscribe. Click on the latest video. I'm actually going to be uploading a video today about Ergo. It's going to be with Sebastian. It's a really cool clip. It'll be out by the time you guys view this. It'll be a link down there. If you guys clicked on that video, watched it, commented, turn on the notification bell, it would help me out so much. YouTube's pretty harsh on small channels. And I think you guys will like this channel. It's going to be different, but it's going to be a lot shorter content because all my content on here is very, very long, But I like it that way. It's important to appease both audiences, but let me know what you guys think of it. All right, so here's one of the hidden juicy details things I always include is the Cardano weekly development update. So what juicy things are in the development update this week? Well, we're hearing about Ledger and Daedalus. So last week, the Daedalus team completed an automatic update system, which will be released in the next Daedalus flight. Work is almost complete on the third-party dependency updates, and the Shelly hardware wallet support front end is almost nearing completion, pending inputs from the Cardano wallet side. So day by day, we're getting closer and closer to Shelly hardware wallet support in Daedalus. So that's interesting. Another thing I wanted to talk about is what the Adestria team is doing. It was specifically, they're trying to make it easier. Okay, right here. The team also selected the schema for multisig in Cardano addresses. So that's awesome. Remember how we talked about in my Sebastian episode that multi-sig Cardano addresses, this allows really the big retail people to get in, because retail companies that are trying to buy $100 million in ADA cannot just have a one signature address, right? They need multi-sig, and they will draft a Cardano improvement proposal, a CIP, and then the team plans to enhance the process of choosing your own Smash server in terms of speed and ease. So what is this? You guys probably don't know what this is, a Smash server. So the Smash server is kind of what Daedalus actually uses to pull up all of the stake pools, right? And to keep the system decentralized, they decided to allow people to make their own Smash servers, right? So this is going to allow people to actually change their Smash servers. So for example, say you have the Cardano Foundation Smash server, and I'm registered with them, and my pool's name's Bloom. Well, if you switch to a different Smash server that I'm not registered with, you'll see my pool Bloom as just the pool ID. So Smash servers are essentially a server full of metadata. And to keep Cardano decentralized, what if someone in India wants to create a pool called Bloom for the people of India, right? Well, I've already taken that. So this is kind of their way to keep that decentralized. And yep, so I just want to keep you guys up to date on that. But that is the weekly Cardano recap video. I really appreciate you watching this video. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you turn on that notification bell. Make sure you comment down below to get me into that YouTube algorithm. What you're doing by that is it's the best way to support me. It gives me free advertisement across YouTube, and that really means a lot to me and also Cardano, right? Because a lot of people that watch these videos see my passion, because some videos you can just tell I'm really passionate about it, and people have said that they've actually bought ADA because of the passion that they see in my videos before, and then they'll start researching it and see the quality that's actually here, right? So I would really appreciate that. If you guys made it to the end of the video, type in Smash server in the comments down below. I would really appreciate it. But make sure you guys tune in for the podcast tomorrow. I'm really excited for the Cardano episode, Aurora episode 3. It's going to be a good one, but I hope you guys all have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. Goodbye.